Now, according to a recent report by the Central Bank of Nigeria, capital inflows into the country crashed by 80% in 2 years, recording a decline of $17.1 billion from July 2019 to $3.4 billion in July 2021. While the CBN reports put the total capital inflow between January and July 2019 at $17.1 billion, the cumulated capital inflow between January and July 2020 stood at $8.6 billion. The Apex Bank in its monthly economic report also attributes the crash to the adverse impact of COVID-19 pandemic, but economic and financial experts list rising security challenges, exchange rate fluctuations, and difficulty in repatriation of profits by foreign companies, among other factors that may have contributed to this fall. Well, joining me now to discuss this and more from our Abuja studio, I have with me development finance analyst as well as a professor of accounting and finance management. Professor Ofili, thank you very much for joining us on the show this afternoon.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me here.
What do you make of this volume of loss we've recorded so far? Definitely, it's quite difficult to maneuver through or get back to the pre-COVID-19 levels in terms of capital flows, and even the economic recovery process, we're yet to achieve the pre-COVID-19 levels. Hence, this report doesn't necessarily come as a surprise, wouldn't you say?
No, please, can you come again?
Yeah, so looking at this volume of capital inflow we have as of now, it's not necessarily coming as a surprise because we are all looking at gradual economic recovery. Hence, this also affects the volume of capital inflow, wouldn't you say?
Well, thank you very much again. I want us to start from what is capital inflow. This capital inflow comes purposely for certain things. One of those ones that capital inflow comes for is business. Another one is investment. Another one is trading. So, having considered that these are the reasons for capital inflow, we also have to look at what are those things that induce capital inflow into a country. We look at security of lives and property, or security of lives and investment as one. Then we look at operating environment. Then, again, the repatriation process. Because if you are operating from outside, you are not from that country, when you make profit, you have to repatriate your earnings. Then, apart from repatriation, we look at the exchange rate. And the exchange rate is also a major driver of investment, particularly in a country whose exchange rate is volatile. Then, we look at political stability in the country, as well as economic stability. Then we also look at another, last but not the least, is also the relationship between the policies, the two major policies of the government, the fiscal policy and the monetary policy. Are they servicing each other? Are they in harmony with what the economy requires? So these are the things that drive investment. These are the things that drive businesses into a country. I and some other analysts strictly do not believe that it is COVID that is causing our problem. It may not be, because if you look at 2020, I think second or third quarter of 2020, our inflows was very high. The same year, it dropped down on the last quarter, and it continued dropping down to what we are today. And that period was the period of COVID. Why did it go high during the COVID? So we are looking at, in Nigeria, we are looking at a thing from the angle that will not solve our problem. It's like a coach putting 11 players in the field. Maybe your main striker did not score a goal. You just say, okay, he didn't score a goal. Let me remove him and put another one. You remove him and put another one. But there must be a cause why that striker did not score a goal. That is what you should look at, and now solve that problem and know whether that striker will score. Okay, so we don't look at our policies. Yeah.
Prof, now you've made
and
mention of the
fact it with the economic realities.
You've made mention of the fact that we have to take a look at our fiscal and monetary policies and ensure that we have complemented elements here, and the bigger areas of looking at repatriation of funds and a whole lot more security. Definitely we have to look at that. But in terms of the prospects of the year 2022, now it's no strange news that we are going to have the year 2022 precede the election year. How do you see things also playing out in terms of the tense environment we might likely have prepping ahead for the election, and how this would also affect our capital inflow base for next year?
Well, I tell you honestly, capital inflow will be difficult. Let me start it again. I said enabling environment. I said security. And that security of your investment start from, okay, if you want to invest in Nigeria, which area do you think you will invest? The basic areas of investment are either you invest in agriculture, or you invest in production of goods and services, or you invest in equity. If for one reason or the other you invest in equity, what do you expect? What you expect to get from the equity is a dividend. And dividend comes from your profit. If you don't make profit, the company will not declare dividend. Therefore, your money remains there, capital remains there, you don't get a yield. How many companies in Nigeria are there and that you can invest in equity? And even if a few of them are there, how much profit are they making? And even if they make the profit, are they going to give you the whole profit? No. It's a portion of the profit that they will declare as dividend. So the enabling environment makes a company to make profit, because if a company doesn't make profit, they will not give you money from their operating cost. No. They will give you money from the profit. That's the issue of equity. Then you come to investment in either production or agriculture. We all know that agriculture is what services the industries. In any country that doesn't have agriculture productivity, it will not have a sound industry or sound industries, because almost 80% of what goes to industries come from agriculture. First of all, we take it from agriculture. How do we invest in agriculture in Nigeria when you cannot go to your farm without herders either killing you or killing your workers or even kidnapping or raping or any of this? The people who have money to invest in agriculture that will feed the industry are not going there, because nobody wants to die. You will be alive before you talk of your investment. And these are the things that borders much on security and environment. Then you want to invest in production, maybe agro-allied manufacturing, or even full-fledged manufacturing, where you have to convert the agri product into finished goods. So how do you do it? At that point, you have to provide for your security, the security of your life and property, the security of your staff, as well as the security of your investment and everything that is there. You have to provide for power that will take, because in any manufacturing company that will make gain, that will not cheat, that will not do one thing or the other to other stakeholders to make money, it must produce at least 2 cycles or 3 cycles in a day. Our companies close up after 8 hours, and you can't make profit from 8 hours. Why do they close up after 8 hours? They close up after 8 hours because of insecurity, because in the night people will come with gun. They close up after 8 hours because also they cannot run their generator for 24 hours. Economy runs 24 hours. Only Nigerian economy runs 8 hours. And without this, who is coming here to invest his productivity, to invest in manufacturing for 8 hours? How does he make his profit? So these are the problems we are having. And again, even when you manufacture and produce, your goods are ready for sale. How do you distribute such goods from Kano to Enugu to Port Harcourt to Lagos and to other parts of the country? Where is the road? Where are the roads? Where are the railways? Where are other means of transport that will take your goods? By the time you add all these things into your cost of production, you see that you cannot sell your goods. So, and Prof, if you don't sell, you will not make profit.
Prof, so now you're painting a narrative which shows that the prospect of investment promotion is grim as we speak today in the country. Do you think there is any window or opportunity to change the narrative come next year?
Well, the opportunity to change the narrative is to first of all start addressing these key problems. The operating environment, which includes your security, the security of everybody in the country, which includes also the regulatory framework, the institutional framework that will be able to handle the operation. If you go outside the shores of this country and hear what people talk about Nigeria, you will not like to come here, even if you are a Nigerian. You will think that this is a death trap. If we start addressing such areas, we don't even need to advertise. We don't need to campaign. Most of the developed and the industrial nations, where do you see them telling you to come to their country to invest? You know where to invest. Because an investor, the first thing investor does is to go and do feasibility studies of where you want to invest, how you want to invest, what are the operating environment, what are the risks in that business. Once they check all these things and see that this is a high risk zone, they will not come. No matter whatever advert you put, no matter whatever relationship you have with that country, that country will not bring investors to you, because investors will always go to the area where their investment will be free. So these are the problems. Once we start treating those problems, then Nigerian problem will be solved. And there's no rocket science in all this. We just need sincerity. We need sincerity in governance. We need government to tell us the truth. We need the security agencies to tell us the truth. Not when you send people to Maiduguri to protect lives and property. They don't have facilities. They don't have infrastructure, because also security has infrastructure. The people who are fighting them there have infrastructure. Those people have even walkie-talkie. They have other security gadgets to work with, but our people may not have it. So we have to be sincere. I sincerely believe that those people are not stronger than Nigerian army. They are not even stronger than Nigerian police. Those people cannot even defeat Nigerian Civil Defense Corps if those people have the technology to track and fight the insecurities. Once the insecurity problem is solved, then other enabling environments are created then the enabling environment also means caging the people who go into somebody's farm to stampede on their farm and destroy what the person produces, who rape women in the farm, who kill people, and who kidnap.
Okay, Prof.
It also involves those people we call bandits that are criminals, that you treat them the way criminals are treated so that they will clear, because they are not stronger than the government.
Yes, Prof.
And it is bad to hear somebody say that those people are from other countries. Are you telling us that other countries, those small countries around us, have taken over Nigeria, that we don't have a government to control them or to fight for our own right?
Professor?
So those people making such statement in defense of government should stop it, because they are demarketing Nigeria. I tell you this.
Thank you very much for your time on the show today, Professor Ofili Ugwudioha. Definitely it's time to take action. Other countries along the West African corridor and even the continental region are taking up opportunities, and Nigeria cannot continue to be a bystander going by all of these issues we have to contend with, but it's time to take action. Thank you once again, Prof, for your time on the show.